Jim Qian in discussion with Skift Asia editor Raini Hamdi.
Just very quickly, a quick recap of Fosun Tourism. Fosun Tourism owns Club Med, owns Atlantis Sanya, which is managed by Kirsner International, has a minority stake in Thomas Cook Group and a joint venture with Thomas Cook for Thomas Cook China. Parent Fosun Group has a stake in Cirque du Soleil, among many other things. And Fosun Tourism is part of the happiness unit of Fosun Group. And of course, we have here Mr. Happiness himself, Chairman and CEO of Fosun Tourism, Jim Qian. So Jim, I guess the question everybody is asking is whether you are going to buy Thomas Cook Group.
It's a good question. So actually, we invested in Thomas Cook just after we get the majority shareholder of Climate in 2015. So at that time, we invested in the minority share in Thomas Cook, and then we built a JV with Thomas Cook in China, and so start the Chinese business for Thomas Cook in China. That is very successful business, and I do believe Thomas Cook is a very well-known brand and with a long history company. So
you're interested?
So it's a very... I cannot tell you more information about the investment, but I can just say our JV working very well, and the brands and also the business, I think, do have a lot of synergies with Fosun Tourism.
Which makes sense for you to...
Yes, and I think for European market, actually, a company that with so many resources in Europe, and you can think how the Chinese for the tourism now makes visit in Europe, because almost 80% of the Chinese visitor to Europe is just visit the major cities. For example, Paris and Milan or London. They don't do very deep visitors. So that's what Folly they want to do in future.
Holiday is Fosun,
Fosun
short
Holiday,
form for Fosun Holiday, yes.
So,
sorry.
What we want to do is combine with our climate resorts and sightseeing visit in these bigger cities, and also Thomas Cook's resorts together to deliver very unique products to the Chinese customers. And I think that will be very good for all the Chinese customers who want to go to Europe, because nowadays many companies, they just can sell the room and the tickets, and therefore 80%, as I said, Chinese people, they just stay in the bigger cities.
Right, so yeah. Just very quickly, I think a little bit actually told me that you are evaluating to buy Thomas Cook Group.
Who tell you?
I don't reveal my sources.
No, as I said, I really cannot talk more about the investment and anything about that. But the business we can talk.
Right. Okay. You were saying just now that Thomas Cook, Thomas Cook Group is not doing so well, or in bad shape. But Thomas Cook China, you say, is doing very well. But the Chinese economy is slowing, and we've seen companies like Sharp and Ricoh moving production from China to countries like Thailand. This will obviously affect jobs, and so how will it affect you?
Yeah, actually, Chinese economic, the increase rate in past is very high, but recently is slowing. But more, I think we have structural changes, and the middle class people increase, and especially in consumer sectors and also in tourism sectors, we have a period that will have a very quick increase of the business, but in the meantime, the structure will changing. That means the people want to have more upscale products. That's what Fosun actually in last 10 years, what we do. We try to invest in well-known international brands and help the brands enter the Chinese market to meet the Chinese customers' high demands. And so therefore, I think in China, some company who still deliver the low-end products, they will have problem. But for Fosun tourism and other products that meets the high-end demands, we don't think it's a problem.
I see. Okay. But do you think, though, that is a lot of you are dependent on the Chinese travelers for your resort, right? At Atlantis Sanya, for example. Do you think this is a good time for you to also diversify your markets, such as Asia and Europe?
No, actually, we are not dependent on the Chinese market. Now, Fosun Tourism is a very international company. More than 40%, that percentage is changing every day. So Asia is increased. So almost more than 40% our revenue is now in Europe. And more than 30% is in Asia. And more than 20% in America, North America and South America. So we are really a very international business. And for European business, for example, especially the climate business, after we acquired the majority share of climate in 2015, actually every year we open new resorts in Europe. Last year we opened 2 new resorts, one in Italy, in Cefalo, another one in France. So every year we add more new resorts in Europe, and also the existing businesses increase very well in Europe. And then in Asia, we increase even more faster than in other regions. Last year we successfully opened 1 new Atlantis in Sanya. It's really upscale products in China where differ from all other Chinese tourism products, so customer really like it.
Just for the audience benefit, this is a 2 billion investment, opened April last year, and it's spread over 500,000 square meters, has over 1,300 rooms, 21 restaurants, water park that has the craziest water rides.
Yeah.
Have you tried the water rides?
Sorry?
Have you tried the slides?
Yes.
The crazy slides.
Actually, I tried it before we built this project in Atlantis, Dubai.
Okay.
So I like it. Therefore, we say we were invested 1 in China.
Okay. So tell us about your 2 new resorts in China. Another, what we call integrated resorts here, and what you call resort destinations, right?
Yeah.
So you're building one in Lijiang, in
Yeah.
Yunnan, and another one in Taichung, 30 minutes from Shanghai.
Yes.
So do you have a bit more details about them?
Yeah, actually, after a successful opening Atlantis in Sanya, we do believe in China needs more new products that differ from the current existing products in China, because in Chinese market, it's a really very interesting market. When I, for example, went to Germany to study economics in Germany in 1980s, at that time, all the Chinese people is in the same level. They are, you can say, same poor or same rich. Almost every family is in the same level. And then, after then, the Chinese launches the economic reforms, and then you have the rich people. So in China, many years ago, they don't have the leisure holiday business because every people, they are in the same poor level. It's different from all other poor countries. For example, you have in some countries, it's also very poor at that time, but certain percentage of people or family, they are rich.
Yeah.
And also they are open to the European and all the world. So that means the European people and all other countries people, they will visit their country. So in all other countries, they have the leisure tourism products in the past. But in China, you don't have it. So that's why after the 3 decades economic development, the middle class people is rising. And in the local market, the lack of the very good leisure holiday products. So what we do is we try to develop these unique products, world-class products, and
Like Atlantis,
yes,
Lijiang
meet the demands of the
customers.
The customers.
Yes.
And the Lijiang and the Taichung is, I think it's 2 different products. Lijiang is a traditional destination in China and also interesting for foreign tourism because it's located in the Yunnan province, which is Shangri-La area is also there. So we will build a very complete, how can I say in English?
Integrated resort.
Project.
I understand it has a Club Med there as well, right?
We will have 3 resorts in the same place, and then some theme parks, commercial areas, and then the boutique hotels. So really differ from the existing products in Lijiang. And then in Taichung, it's just 30 minutes away from the Shanghai Hongqiao Airport. It's a very close to Shanghai and Suzhou. It's in the middle of Shanghai and Suzhou. I think we will develop also a very unique and modern project because it's near Shanghai and Suzhou. And you will see in the next few years after we open.
But if you have a huge theme resort in a place, an ancient town like Lijiang, that seems a bit out of place, right? Because that is quite a small, ancient, very preserved town. So how are you going to do it sustainably?
Yeah, because as I said, in China, actually, there were a period that really you have a very quick development and also a very, very difficult time because the structure was changing. What we do is we do the upscale products and the people, because that place is already a traditional travel place.
That's why you want to.
But if you have a good products, the people will move to you
create the demand.
Just when I work at that time for the hypermarket, when I finished my study in Germany, I worked for Metro. When Metro opened second cash and carry store, they sent me back to China. At that time, if you open a Metro store or Walmart shopping center, a lot of customers will move from the free market or the small market to the shopping centers. But now in the tourism sector, I think it will have a similar process that people will go to the new and world-class products, and so it's a structural change according to the customers' demands and behaviors change.
Right. So since acquiring Club Med, let's talk about Club Med now. You've introduced some new ideas to the chain, right? One is a new brand in China called Club Med Joyview.
Yes.
Why? I think that's something that combines family and business in Club Med. How do you combine family and business in Club Med?
Yeah, actually, for Club Med, maybe many people know Club Med before. Club Med is traditional. They have two kind of resorts, beach resorts and ski resorts. And when I invest in first investment in Club Med in 2010, I sit on the board, and also I'm the one of the strategy committee's member. So we talked with the Club Med management team and also the board that we need in China a new products that's suitable for this market, because ski and the beach in China, maybe you cannot open more than 5. Because ski is just in East China, and the beach is in Hainan, maybe open 2, then it's over. But in China, you have so many cities with so many populations, and especially the short vacation, because in China, the people don't have a long holiday vacations like in Europe or the other countries at that time. So we want to develop products that suitable for the short vacations, 2-3 days vacation near the larger cities. So we developed this Joyview by Club Med. That means we will adopt a lot of good things from Club Med, like the many activities and geo systems, many things. It's still adopted to the Joyview. But what we're changing is you can select the all-inclusive because it's near the larger city. Maybe you don't want to just have dinner in the resorts. You can go out, so you can select all-inclusive. And the secondary, the Chinese people actually pay more attention on the room quality. So we actually increase the room quality for the Joyview.
Right.
And now globally, we open new Club Med. If you now go to the new Club Med, we opened after 2015. Actually, we opened 9 new resorts very quickly, just after 2015. And all these products, we pay more attention on the room quality.
So it's, Club Med is not all-inclusive in China.
It's all-inclusive, but for Joyview, you can choose.
Right.
You can select.
What are the expansion plans for Club Med in China? I mean, how many Club Meds are there?
We already opened 6 Club Med in China. We will open another one very soon, this year in Beijing, near Beijing, not in Beijing, near Beijing.
Right.
And with the new concept, we do believe have a very big potential in China, because you can open in the first-tier city or second-tier city near the larger cities, because the people, they do want to go holiday, not just stay in the economic hotel chains or business hotel chains. They want they enjoy 2-3 days holiday with interesting programs.
I wish I could sit here and interview you for another hour, but we're running out of time.
Okay.
So I have to take questions. What do hotel and tour operators need to do to be China ready?
Sorry?
What what
what
do
hotel
hotels and tour
tour.
operators need to do to be China ready to cater to the Chinese?
Yeah, I think if you target on the Chinese market, whatever the hotel located in Europe or in Asia, the Chinese people now, especially for the young generation, they need to really pay more attention on the fun, happiness, and also they want to use the new media to share their experience. So in China, you have WeChat and all other things. What their new need for the new generation is they want to share all these happy experience. So I think all the hotels and the resorts, maybe if you can create many interesting things, let the Chinese customer to share with other peoples. One side, they will come. On the other side, through this share, actually new customer will also come to your resorts.
What would be the 3 biggest upcoming trends for the Chinese market? We don't have time for 3, I think maybe just 1.
I think the biggest change is the customer. So the new generations, they are really different from the old generation.
Right. You think all-inclusive would work for the new generation?
It depends in the locations. So in some locations, all-inclusive is really good, but in some locations, maybe less than to select.
Where do you see Fosun Tourism Group in 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, Fosun Tourism Group is a new group. Actually, we set up this group just in September 2016. Now a little bit then more, 2 years more. And we already went to the IPO in Hong Kong. And in next 5 or 10 years, I think the company will develop through 2 ways. One is organic growth for the existing business, and another way is still through the acquisitions. And we do want to create a new business model we call Holiday. And we hope the new words which I created, the new English words, is a short form of Fosun Holiday, but it will differ from holiday. Because holiday is just traditional since I do believe it's a result of industrializations. The people working hard in factory and office, and then they ask 1-2 weeks for holiday, relax. But holiday is more for the new technology time, the digital, the internet, and also the artificial intelligence time. The people have more leisure time. If you can imagine in 5-10 years, many jobs will be replaced by the robots or artificial intelligence. I think the way of working will be also changing. Many people, they just working at home. They will feel lonely. So what is holiday? Holiday will create more funds, and you can go to the holiday environment with your family or friends. So you can do many socializations in the holiday scenario or settings. And I do believe holiday will more interesting, more fun than holiday.
All right. I think we should end on that note, a very happy note. Thank you so much.